Hey y'all, I want to get on and encourage y'all real quick. I already told y'all before, like I make these videos. I've been divorced almost 5 years now. I make these videos to encourage women, and I even encourage men about, recovering and being able to come back from a situation like that. I tell these stories about the things that I went through. I'm no longer in that situation anymore. So, I'm mentally, emotionally, physically, I told y'all before, when I came out of my divorce, I had nothing. I didn't have nothing. I'm being honest with you. Everything in me was depleted. Money, I was a mess. I literally had to start from the bottom, get it out the mud, like people say. But I am not there anymore. This is why I'm able to make these videos and really encourage people, because it's real. I never thought I would have been a woman out here, single mother out here with 3 children, going through a divorce, not having anything. Like, I never thought that would be my testimony. Never. A lot of the times, even though my marriage was a mess, the infidelity and stuff, a lot of the reasons I didn't leave is because I had children. I was ashamed. I was like, oh my God, I got 3 kids. What? I was ashamed. I didn't want to raise my kids without their mother and their father in the household. That was another reason I fought. A lot of times I couldn't even believe that was my life. I was like, oh, everybody married. Mine, the one messed up. Like, I couldn't believe that was my life. A lot of times I couldn't believe that I picked this, because I was a woman that didn't have to just settle for no man. And I'm still one. But back then, I was young. I was more vibrant. I didn't have to be in that situation. So it's like I couldn't believe I was in it and that I wanted to stay in it. I didn't value myself. I didn't think nothing. By the first adultery situation, my self-esteem was gone. It was gone. I didn't even see me value myself enough to even think I can make it outside of that. I was a mess. I had become numb. Most of my 20s, I was fighting for my marriage. Most of my 30s, beginning of them, I was healing from it. It was a lot. I couldn't believe I made that decision to marry who I married. I couldn't believe that all this, it was as if I was just lost. Lost. And I tell y'all, one time, I told this before, I was like, even before he was cheating, I always felt like I was trying to find a place in his life. Like, I was like, what? Something is going on and I don't know what it is. And I was like, I don't know what it is. And I just remember, like, dealing with, he just had a lot of unresolved childhood trauma. A lot of it. A lot of it. And I took on everything. I took on his issues. I took on the stuff that I was dealing with. I had 2 kids back to back. I got out of the army to be a mom, and all these. I literally was carrying so much baggage. It was times I wanted to check myself into the mental health hospital, and I'm not lying. I was like, I got to go get help, but I didn't have anybody to watch my children, so I couldn't even afford. My family was in Mississippi. We were in Washington State. I couldn't even afford to be crazy. I couldn't afford it because nobody could keep my kids. So I'm literally piling different things onto my life so that I can make it. I had a pill addiction at one point in time because I was taking hydrocodone for my back injury from when I was in the military. So now I'm numbing myself with narcotics. I'm numbing the pain of going through all this with narcotics. He don't even know. Either he didn't know or he didn't care. But he had to have known. But he just didn't even care. It's like he didn't even care that I was going through this. I'm sitting numbing myself with narcotics to make it. And then I said, I can't do this no more. I'm not taking these pills no more. So then I switched to marijuana. I'm trying to numb myself so that I can still be in my right mind. Deal with my husband cheating on me. Take care of 3 kids. Work. Well, go to school. Work. 3 kids is work. I don't give nobody. Try to recover from not having a career anymore. Now I'm I didn't work my whole life. Now, since I was a child, now I'm transitioning to be a stay-at-home mama. I'm about to lose my mind. What? That's crazy. I'm home. I'm used to being in the one going different places in the middle. I'm at the one at the house with these kids. Trying to figure out where you belong in this life, and now you're dealing with your husband cheating on you. Now you battling this, and you already trying to heal from stuff. It was a lot. I'm telling you, many times I would call the mental institution and ask them, could they just take me during the daytime? Like, it was just that bad. I'm not there no more. I'm not there. No way. That man, I can be around him and I don't have no issues with him. I respect him as my children's father. He's a great father. He just was an awful husband. That was it. But he's a great father. And hopefully he doesn't do that when he gets married again. I'm sure he won't. People grow. I hope he don't. But people grow. And the sad part about it, sometimes there's a person that has to grow with you. And they take a lot of your mess, whether y'all stay together or not. I just so happen to be that. I like a crash test dummy. But that's not all his fault. That's my fault. That's why I tell people, you got to know when to let go. I could have saved myself a lot of trauma, drama, confusion, stress if I just would have knew when to let go. That's it. He showed me who he was as a person. I didn't want to let go. I had bad counsel, very bad counsel. I needed somebody to tell me, leave that man alone. That Negro ain't ready to be no husband. Get up out of here. Now. Get you and them kids to a safe place. Because he ain't it. Some of y'all need to take that advice. Get you and your children out of that situation. Because he ain't it. Use wisdom. Like I said, everybody not going to get a divorce. I'm not telling everybody to get a divorce. But if your situation is too much, you at the verge of losing it, your mind, because those children, you can argue in the next room all you want to. Them children know what's going on. They know what's going on. I'm going to tell y'all this story before I get out this video. I remember one day I had enough. My husband was out. My ex-husband was with his mistress. And I had a breaking point. I had actually was working then. This was the second lady. And this was probably about a year out from being divorced. And I remember this was the day I just really had enough. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I walked upstairs and I put the boys in the bed. I have 3 boys. I had just enough. I said, please, I'm thinking to myself, I don't hope they don't ask for no juice. They don't ask for nothing. I don't have it in me. And I put all of my boys in the bed. And I came back down. I had just enough energy and strength to make it to that last step. And I made it to that last step and I hit the floor and I cried. I tried to cry in silence. I couldn't. I fell to the ground. Oh, help me, please. I still remember that. And I turned around. My boys were standing at them steps, all 3 of them. And they ran to me. It's okay, mama. That's how broken down I was. I didn't want my boys to see me like that. They knew it. They knew I was walking down them stairs. They knew something about my mama. She finna break down. And I turned around and I needed that. But I hated my babies had to see that. So I make these videos to tell y'all where I was, not where I am right now. So hopefully they'd encourage you, like, you gonna be okay. Love y'all.